Hello and welcome to Argyle TV. We are here pitchside at Home Park for Plymouth Argyle against Cambridge United. This is our third season game of the Sky Bet League One season. I'm Erin Black. We're going to be building up to kick-off over the next 45 minutes or so. And if this evening's fixture is anything to go by after Saturday, we are in for a treat. how good was the atmosphere at Home Park on Saturday? Luke Jeffcott there with a last-minute goal, almost 11,000 here in the stands. It doesn't get any better than that, or maybe it does. We'll have to see tonight. And of course, fantastic for the fans to be back in the crowd on Saturday. Passionate and emotional, as you'll see over my shoulder. The flag is still flying here at half-mast in Home Park following the tragic events of Thursday, in which 5 members of our community in Plymouth tragically lost their lives. So Argyle still showing their respects, and Plymouth, of course, still recovering from that incident. The little taster that you watched on the video there was a behind-the-scenes look, which we're calling Match Day Moments. There is a full extended version, if that wasn't enough for you, which is available to all Argyle TV subscribers. Well worth a look, I promise you that. Anyway, this evening it's Argyle against Cambridge United, Sky Bet League One. We have got some team news on the way. We've just been handed the full lineup for this evening's match. And between now and kickoff, we have got a lot of things to bring you. Highlights of Saturday's win. We've got how the women got on in their season opener on Sunday. An interview with Dan Scarr on how he's settling in here at Home Park. And of course, the return of Tunnel Cam. That is back with us, and it's all very exciting. For now, though, I am joined with Rhys Wilmot, who's with us on Argyle TV and back on the commentary again this evening. How are you doing, Rhys?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. So let's have a little look through the team sheet that we've got first. Rhys, if you wouldn't mind just going through Argyle's team. We've had not too many changes, but there is one noticeable one. What do you make of it so far?
Yeah, there's just the straight swap, Macaulay Gillespie coming in for Brendan Galloway, possibly 2 games in quick succession for Brendan is coming a bit too soon, beginning of the season. Other than that, it's the same starting 11 and the same subs. So hopefully the same performance and same result.
Yeah, so while we have that available for you to look at on the screen, just running through from top to bottom then, we've got Michael Cooper, Macaulay Gillespie, Jordan Houghton, James Wilson, Dan Scarr, Ryan Broom, Joe Edwards, captain of course, Ryan Hardy, Connor Grant, Panucci Kamara and Luke Jeffcott there, all playing for us this evening in the starting 11. Rhys, how good was Saturday in your opinion?
Looking back on it and sort of analysing it a little bit deeper than probably straight after the game, I thought it was extremely good. We had a sort of wait until the last few minutes to get the winning goal, which we thoroughly deserved, but it was a case of just wearing them down, keeping at what we were doing well on the day, and I think we got a just rewards against a strong, tough team in Gillingham that make it difficult for most teams to win.
Well, we'll have a look at our opposition side as well in a minute, but we've spoken about that amazing goal, and we had a little look at the match earlier, but I know you want to relive it again, Rhys.
Yes,
so here are our highlights of the 1-0 win against Gillingham on Saturday.
Yeah, well, I think that's the furthest ever goal I've scored, to be fair, and it was still inside the box. But you know, the main thing is that we got the 3 points today.
Fair play to every single one of them because they were superb. We kept going till the end and we got that win, and that's what we want to do. really pleased with the performance, but more importantly, really pleased with the result.
Reece, let's talk about that game on Saturday then. We were so dominant for pretty much all of it, but it took quite a while to get that goal.
Yeah, I think following the first 15-20 minutes of Gillingham pressure, which I think the club or the team was expecting, I think we weathered that well, defended well, grew into the game, was a better team in the second half, stretched them all over the place until we found that goal in the 88th minute that won us the game. Well deserved, and I think there was no complaints from Gillingham at the end.
Yeah, it was a very satisfying ending to the game, wasn't it? What impressed you the most about the play?
I thought the resilience of the team. I think in recent years you could possibly say that a lot of that pressure early on that we could have conceded, but I think with the new defence, the three new guys who play at the back, very dominant, put the head on the ball, defended the two big Gillingham forwards very well. And I think we grew from that moment onwards.
And as we mentioned before, it was an emotional day. You know, first home game back with crowds in the stand. Emotional following on from what happened in Plymouth on the Thursday. Do you think those emotions helped spur the team on to create those opportunities and get that win?
Yeah, I do. I think it was in the back of everybody's mind prior to the game starting. You know, when a game of football kicks off, crowds get excited, players get excited. And I think they were desperate as a set of lads, as a team and as a club, to give the supporters something really positive to shout about. And I think that happened. I think it was really, really good for the city.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And looking at individual players as well, Jeff Cott scoring again this season. How's he doing in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, he struggled at the end of last season. We all know that. He couldn't score. We just kept our fingers crossed that he'd get off early doors this season, and he's gone and done that. 2 goals, poach a goal in the one game, great finish on Saturday. That should give him plenty of confidence now going into tonight's game.
Mm-hmm. And of course we had a loss to start the season, but we've now 2 clean sheets in a row. What will that mean for the atmosphere of the team going into tonight?
Yeah, massively important, and it gives once again confidence to the team, knowing that you can shut the back door, nick a goal, score goals at the other end, which we're very capable of doing that as well. And I think just having that in your mind now, that you can win games of football by keeping your clean sheets, it's so important if you want to do well in a football league. Yeah,
and as you mentioned, defensively, you know, we held it together and stopped a goal coming in. One of the members of that defensive block was, of course, Dan Scarr, and he spoke to Charlie Price earlier on in the week after Saturday's win about how he's settling into life at Home Park.
Like, it's still early doors, like we're still like obviously getting used to each other and stuff like that, as it's a new back four and like one in front, a keeper behind and everything like that. So it's we're working on it in training, we're working hard, and it's nice when you get rewarded with the clean sheets, but obviously there's a long way to go. We need to just keep at it, keep working hard. We've got quality players, like Jeps is a good finisher, Ryan's a good finisher, we know what they can do. As long as you're first to the second balls, everything like that, you set up your shape and do what we worked on in training. So if we're not going to win the first one, we win the second one, and we're all in position, and just sort of not get carried away with wanting to fight and wanting to win. You sort of have to like swallow your pride a little bit as a defender and play with your head really, and think, okay, I'm not going to get in a fight with that one. If he's just going to flick, drop in and just deal with it.
And it comes again on Tuesday, doesn't it?
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, no, I don't mind it. Yeah. The games come like thick and fast, and it's obviously the start of the season. There's a lot of games, but don't know. Like when you're enjoying it, you want that next game. Like you don't want a long break in between. You like when's the next one? Like get on to the next one. So yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Sorry, I was distracted because Simon's just joined us. Simon Hallett, the big boss, the chairman. How are you?
I'm terrific, thank you. Lovely to be here.
Good, I must say. And you're kind of got a bit of a green fashion vibe going on.
Yeah, I'm a pretty fashionable kind of old guy, for an old guy. It's I don't wear a tie anymore, but otherwise, I can do the green.
Yes, very, very good, very good. We just were watching a VT there with Dan Scarr, who's one of the defensive block here at Argyle. And we're just building up to our kickoff at 7:45, Plymouth Argyle against Cambridge United. I am joined with our chairman, Simon Hallett, who is over with us from America. Simon, how's it been being back, and what did you make of Saturday?
It was fabulous. I mean, obviously, the enthusiasm was a bit dampened by what happened on Thursday. But I thought the club responded well in throttling back a bit on the celebrations, paying our respects, and delivering what Plymouth wanted, which was 3 points. Yeah. It's just a reminder that football clubs are able to help with the healing. So it was fabulous day.
And you must be delighted yourself to have the fans back in the stadium, as conveniently have just started clapping, as we mentioned that. How's that for you?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, there's no point playing football if you can't have fans, really. So I look upon last season as a bit of a lost season, really. It's all about the fans. So wonderful to have them back. And
you must be delighted as well to be here watching in person. I know I have to say, you have been one of our Argyle TV fans, and it's been very nice to know that you were watching. But what's it like being here physically in the flesh?
It's always going to be better than watching on TV. I think that's what people need to remember when they think about, the threat of streaming to being here in the flesh. There's nothing like being at a live football game. So, I'm just thrilled to be here.
And how much are you looking forward to having a normal season compared to what we've all been through over the past 18 months?
I just don't think I can say enough about how I'm looking forward to it. But I don't think it's going to be a normal season. I worry that, we're going to go into lockdown again. I'm surprised at how normal everything seems to be. So, let's hope. But I must admit, I'm not 100% confident that it's going to end up being normal.
What's it like then in America for you at the moment compared to what it is over here?
People still being very cautious, certainly in the county where I live, and the state where I live, much more than here. I mean, I've been quite surprised at how I've behaved in the last week since I've come back. And, it's people basically seem to be thinking that the pandemic's over, and it's clearly not.
Yeah. And how long have we got the pleasure of your company for? Because you've been Saturday's match, obviously tonight. Are you staying for a long time, short time?
This time I hope to be staying till about the end of September. So for us, it's a fairly long stretch,
Plenty of matches to get in the flesh under your belt.
I hope so, yeah.
So what do you make of Argyle at the moment then?
I'm just thrilled. I love the way the team's playing. We're getting what we were promised by Ryan, attacking, entertaining football. So I love what we're seeing on the pitch and off the pitch. Just looking around, this place is almost transformed. The grass that we can see behind us is fabulous. Chris Ralph was bragging that the grassroots are nearly twice as long as they were last year. The stadium's looking great. The hospitality that I've just been through is looking fantastic. The club is in great shape, really, really well run now. And tribute to Andrew Parkinson, as ever.
Yes, of course. And you must be so pleased, seeing how it's all developed in the past few years. And is there anything, what's next for you in Argyle? And anything to share?
Nothing specific. I mean, I think what we're going to be doing over the next few years is going to be improving the softer stuff rather than the hard stuff. So that'll be the next couple of years, making sure that fans have a good time when they come here, making sure that we're properly organised with stewards and so on, making sure that the concessions work effectively, and generally trying to improve the experience at home park. Longer term, plenty of plans, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Now, I've got one more question to ask you here, and forgive me because I'm not quite sure of the context to it, so maybe you can also explain. Simon, have you got your lucky socks on?
I don't have any lucky socks.
Do you not
actually,
have any lucky socks?
I would show you my socks, but when I was putting them on, I thought they were a rather revolting colour. Actually, I will show you.
Go on. Oh, they are green.
Oh, definitely.
They are. Oh, Crispin's getting a nice shot of them. If we can have another ankle flash.
Yeah, I think they're rather kind of greeny puce, not very attractive.
Very good. Well, nice to see that you're wearing them. Thank you for being with us today, Simon.
My pleasure.
And thank you for your support with Argyle TV and everything, of course. It is lovely to see you. That is Simon Hallett, who is our chairman here at Plymouth Argyle, speaking to us ahead of the game. Hopefully Simon enjoys it and we get a win. Now, just to remind you, you are watching Argyle TV. We are bringing you live coverage of the game tonight against Cambridge United on Sky Bet League One. If you haven't already, please please do subscribe to Argyle TV. There is so much for you to enjoy, and as an example, take a look now. As I said, so much on there. In fact, so much that I'm going to need to look at my iPad to read out everything that we've got. So you can have full match replays of games, highlights, extended versions of things like match day moments, which we had a little look at earlier. There are features, there are exclusive interviews, academy highlights and interviews, women's highlights and interviews, so much. And also, it doesn't cost that much either. So for a domestic subscriber, what that means is you basically get all of the things I've mentioned just without the visual coverage of the match, and that is £45 for the whole season. But if you live outside of the UK, you can have all of that plus coverage of the match, and that is just £170 per season. So if you compare that, with the cost of a season ticket being here in the flesh, fantastic value for money and worth looking at. So you can check that out on our website. Anyway, on to tonight. We would love to get in touch with you, or for you to get in touch with us as well on social media. We are everywhere. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram at @only1argyle. If you'd like to send us a tweet, I'm sure we will get a point at halftime or maybe even before the match to read them out. So that is at @only1argyle on Twitter, and we'll have a little look at some of your comments and see where you're watching from. Now, as well as the first team coverage here, on Sunday, the women's team got their National League South season underway against Portsmouth. Here's how they got on.
Obviously disappointed with the result, but I thought in spells we played really well. I think the scoreline flatters Pompey a bit. Going down to 10 men in the second minute in the second half probably killed us a little bit, but to be fair, the girls had showed character. They went 1-0 down to come back. I think we ran out of legs, to be fair. Portsmouth were a good side, moved the ball, got us chasing. And just individual errors, I think, cost us sloppy second goal from the corner. We need to do better. They shouldn't score that one. A penalty. So it's just individual errors. Just need to work on things. But
not the result they were after, but well into the game until the red card. And Ryan Perk's side are up against Southampton this week. And that game is going to be played at the Marydon Sports Hub on Sunday. Kick-off is at 2 p.m. Back to this evening's game then, Cambridge United against Plymouth Argyle, and let's spend some time focusing on our opposition this evening. Cambridge United are our visitors, and they were promoted to Sky Bet League One from finishing second place in League Two last season. So far, they have 1 point from their first 2 games, losing to Accrington Stanley on Saturday. Let's have a look at their highlights. Let's have a look through Cambridge's side for this evening then. We'll throw it up on the screens for you to take a look at yourselves. Running through from top to bottom, we have Dimitar Mitov, George Williams, Jack Iredale, Paul Digby, Greg Taylor, Lloyd Jones, James Brophy, Liam O'Neill, Joe Ironside, Shiloh Tracy and Adam May. Reese, what do you make of it looking at that lineup?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to play a 4-2-3-1, which they've done in every game this season so far. They brought in 3 different faces from their defeat on Saturday at Accrington. They brought in Lloyd Jones, who we know well from a loan spell here a few years ago, and Plymouth boy, and came up through our academy before we sold him to Liverpool. So Lloyd's in the team. And they brought in Shiloh Tracy and Adam May in replace of Harrison Dunk, who plays sort of wide midfield, and the other chap was, let me think.
I know
Jensen Weir. Yeah. So they made 3 changes, so it just freshened the team up a little bit.
And I was going to mention as well, we've got Wes Houlihan, who's not actually on the team sheet there, but he's got Ireland international experience, Premier League experience, but 39.
Yeah.
Could that possibly be one of the reasons they've not selected him tonight?
More than likely, the game's come a little bit too quick for him, and they're saving his legs for Saturday. And he's not going to play every single game, I would imagine, at his age, but a very experienced player. So him not being in the team might weaken the squad slightly, but yeah, they've got a good team anyway.
And talking about the whole team itself, they got promoted last season, but they haven't actually had a win yet. So will that be a problem for their manager, Mark Bonner?
No. I think it's been quite a positive start for them. I looked at the stats from the Accrington game Saturday, and they were well on top. Corners and possession, etc. Shots on target, they were very, very good, but lost the game 2-1. Good opening day draw. I think it was Oxford. 1-1 at home, so they had a steady start at home. I think they've got to grow into the league, obviously. But a promoted team from League 2, generally speaking, they start well, and I think there's no reason why they won't be able to give us a good game this evening.
And one of the names you flagged up before when we were going through the team sheet is number 6 there, Lloyd Jones, Plymouth boy. Glad to see him back.
Yeah, I've known Lloyd for a long, long time. I can remember him being a 15-year-old in our academy, very competitive at 15 before we sold him to Liverpool out of our academy. He's had a checkered sort of career. He's been around a few different clubs now, a few different loan deals. 25, needs to settle down, and I'm guessing he's come to Cambridge to do that.
Now, of course, you've mentioned before, Cambridge have come up into our league from last season. Will that be beneficial to Argyle, knowing that maybe they've started in a slightly weaker position than we have, or is it, kind of completely neck and neck as usual?
No, I'm sure they're in the same position as we were last year, stepping up from League 2 into League 1. It is a big step. There is a difference in the two leagues, without a shadow of a doubt. But they've made a few little signings. I think they'll sort of try and bed themselves into the league. I think it'll be a tough game. I think they're all tough games in League 1.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be in League 1, having done ever so well last year getting promoted.
You've mentioned the formation as well. Is this something that Argyle need to be aware of? Are there particular areas, defence, attack, midfield, that they need to be aware of?
I think that not so much aware of Cambridge. I think the way that they play and the way that we play, I think that we could exploit them on the counter.
Okay.
I think there will be sort of spaces for us to attack them should we win the ball back off them quite high up the pitch with our high press. So there is that side to them. They look a little bit vulnerable in that respect.
Very interesting. Now, what do Argyle have to do then to beat Cambridge? What are the... it's one of those questions, isn't it? How long is a piece of string? But
they play like they did at Peterborough. They play like they did at home here on Saturday and continue that form going into this game and steamroll teams at home and make this place a fortress. And I think they've got that mentality. They've started off with that mentality. 2 clean sheets now in the last 2 games. Everything's positive. I think he's just got to take that positivity into the game. Yeah,
so maybe not a case of, trying to go straight out of the gates, but maintain the dominance like we saw on Saturday.
Yeah, no,
keep pushing.
I'd be more than happy for us to go from the first minute. I think, just impress yourself on the game as soon as you possibly can. It's our turf, it's our home game. Nothing better than a Tuesday night under lights, so looking forward to a real positive performance from the boys.
Thank you, Reece, and I like to make you do a prediction. Got any, or are you keeping your cards close to your chest?
Yeah, another clean sheet, because that's the way I roll. So we're going to win this game 3-0.
Fantastic, that's what we like to hear. Thank you, Reece. You are watching Argyle TV. We're around 20 minutes away from kick-off here at Home Park. Welcome back. You are watching Argyle TV. We are live here ahead of Argyle versus Cambridge United. If you were watching us on Saturday, you would have seen the first of our academy player profiles, and that was midfielder Carlo Garside. He and his teammates were in action on Friday night in their second EFL Youth Alliance League game against Oxford United, drawing 1-1. Here are their best moments of the action. and the next Argyle under-18s game is away to Bournemouth on Saturday. Reese is back with me very quickly before he nips off to commentating. Very nicely slid into frame there, Reese. Just talk to me a little bit about how the under-18s got on this week.
Yeah, we played Friday 12 o'clock kickoff, which is rather unusual, but we played Oxford, who won the league last year. Always very competitive against Oxford. Darren Purse looks after them, another Argyle ex-player. We drew 1-1. We were 1-0 down, not deservedly so, I wouldn't have said, but we scored a cracking goal to get something out of the game. We drew 1-1. Jeffrey Forku with a great shot from about 25 yards, great execution, and thoroughly deserved. The lads really worked hard, and it was a competitive game against a real good Oxford team.
So it means actually quite a lot getting a draw when they were top of the league and have been quite, present.
Yeah, 100%. We've struggled against them in the recent seasons. They've been one of the stronger teams in the southwest, or south of England, really.
Yeah.
We've struggled the last couple of years against them, haven't got a result, so it's progression. I think the players that we've got now, they're learning very well from Darren about the Argyle way of playing. And they're bedding in as well, if you like, this sort of early season. So we've had 2 draws, we've kept 1 clean sheet, so all good at the moment in the academy. They're learning very, very, very quickly.
Fantastic, Reese. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll keep up to date with how things are going throughout Argyle TV. Just going to take a moment to pause and before we run through all of the other fixtures happening this evening, just to take a look behind us, Reese, we can see the team on the pitch, Argyle players over there warming up. How's it looking to you this evening with the crowds in the stands, players warming up on the pitch? It's looking like a nice Tuesday evening.
Yeah, once again another great occasion. Tuesday night under lights, first evening game of the season. I think the fans here love the evening games. Great atmosphere, especially on the back of winning on Saturday. So fingers crossed they can create a real good atmosphere and lead us home.
And is it beneficial seeing, from a tactical perspective, seeing how the opposition are warming up and what they're doing ahead of the game?
Yeah, I think there's a sneaky eye sort of looked over them. I think from the coaches, I think both Kevin Nanskiville and Stephen Schumacher are out there having a quick look at what's going on over their shoulder all the time while they're warming up. Yeah, interested to see what they're up to.
Okay, Reese, I'm just going to run through the fixtures that are happening elsewhere this evening, and after we've shown them on the screen to our audience, I might just ask you if there's any ones for us to look out for. So, playing tonight in Sky Bet League 1, we have Accrington versus Doncaster, AFC Wimbledon versus Gillingham, Burton against Sunderland, Cheltenham against Ipswich, Lincoln versus Bolton, MK Dons versus Charlton, Morecambe versus Rotherham, Oxford versus Crewe, Portsmouth against Shrewsbury, Sheffield Wednesday versus Fleetwood, and Wigan against Wickham. How are Portsmouth doing this season?
Yeah, they've had a reasonable start. I see they were all bleating down in Portsmouth, bearing in mind that they only had 11,000 there, one of their lowest crowds for a home game for a long time.
Really?
So not quite sure what that's all about, but they got new management down there, a new team almost. So it'll be interesting to see how they go, but they started okay.
And looking at this, any other games that we as Argyle fans need to be keeping an eye out for?
Well, not so much Argyle fans, but I think the Burton-Sunderland game is very interesting. Burton have started very, very well. Sunderland being one of the big teams in the division. That'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Fantastic. Thank you very much again for being with us, Reese. Off to do the commentary this evening. So for the final time, I will say thank you. Goodbye and enjoy the rest of your evening. From me, I'd just like to remind those of you who are watching on our YouTube channel this evening, if you are an international viewer and you would like to have full coverage of the game, including video of the match and commentary, you will need to head over to Argyle TV to do so. I can explain a little bit more about that very shortly. And similarly, there is audio commentary for our domestic viewers. Just hop on over to pafc.co.uk and have a look at Argyle TV. All the information is there. We would also love to hear from you on social media. I'll be taking a look at the tweets during the first half and try and read out one or two during half time. To remind you, our social media handle is @only1argyle, and the one is a number 1, just in case you were wondering. We are on Instagram as well, and you can find us on our Facebook page. 2. We're almost ready to go. I did mention just a moment ago that if you were watching on YouTube and you were an international fan, you need to buy an Argyle TV pass, and you can watch that game from the leisure of your living room, wherever you are in the world. So make sure to check that out, pafc.co.uk. Now, the players are in the dressing rooms. Actually, no, they're not. They're behind me. Wishful thinking. So players are behind me. The reason I mentioned that they would be in the dressing rooms is because we have brought back Tunnel Cam. Some of you will be very familiar with Tunnel Cam, and we have brought it back for this season as well. So when they emerge from the tunnel onto the pitch, we have put together a feature for that. It's kind of a behind the scenes look at the match day, what goes on behind the camera and what goes on at the heart of the action. So before we head over to Rob and Reese, we'll just have a little look at this video and having a look at what went on Saturday's game against Gillingham.
I'd walk out of that. Again. Yes, John, are you right? Hello. Oh, hi, John. What chance have you got, team? What? You all right? You all right? Oh, all right. Afternoon. Are you right?
Yeah, still orange, but all good. Right, Sean.
Hello.
Mate, you okay?
Oh, yeah. All right, mate. All right, mate. I'm playing. Are you recording before I get away?
Charlie,
There you go.
you only filming me because I'm late.
Come on, boys.
They're waiting for us. What a fantastic day it was on Saturday.